Greg Tepper with Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com here for Texas Football Today at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention in Houston, joined by the head coach of the Cedar Park Timberwolves, Coach Carl Abseck. Coach, you're sitting next to Max, who is a Lake Travis guy. Are you trying to avoid eye contact with him?
I am not a Lake Travis guy.
Here we go.
This is ridiculous.
Listen to this.
Everybody should have somebody to root for.
Oh my God. All right.
Listen, this could not have been a more effective throwing under the bus. This could not have been better,
This is unbelievable.
Coach. How are we feeling, Coach? Expectations are never low in Cedar Park, and how are we feeling heading into 2017?
Oh, well, we're excited. We have a lot of kids back. We got a big senior class and a lot of guys who've been through the fights before and who we look forward to going playing Friday nights with. So we're excited and looking forward to seeing which kids step up and fill the roles of kids that graduated. So.
What's really interesting about, I think, this particular Cedar Park team is that it looks like, when you think of Cedar Park, you don't think of offensive superstars. You've had some great players, and I don't want to sell them short. But it seems like this year, especially at the quarterback position, you got a guy who you can say, wow, he's a top-tier, really solid offensive weapon. When I think Cedar Park, I think defensive studs, right? What does your quarterback, Mac, bring to the table?
He's obviously going to be a third-year starter. He's already started 29 games. He's 28-1 as a starter. That's pretty rare. And so, he has a great amount of physical ability. But having a guy that's been through all those pressure situations, he's a multi-sport athlete. He's just a phenomenal kid and a great leader for our team. So he obviously gives us a head start on some teams who are still searching for the quarterback. And we know who our guy is, and we know who the guy behind him is, and he's learning from one of the best ones around. And we're really blessed to have him. And we're still going to play pretty good defense.
I imagine, that was going to be my next question is, the Cedar Park teams are almost always a reflection of how well they play defense. And do you think you got a shot at being pretty good defensively this year?
I do. We have a great group of linebackers coming back that have started again. Like we said, multi-year starters. Keegan Nichols, he's a third-year guy. Buckingham, he'll be a third-year guy. So, it's just one of those deals where they've been there, and they obviously work exceptionally hard. It's nice when some of your best players are your hardest workers, and those three guys kind of epitomize that. And we're looking forward to seeing them on the field, staying healthy and taking the team to whatever it has in store.
Let me ask you about building that tradition and building that reputation. That it seems to me that you guys have a great defense every single year, because you've always had a great defense, and it's the kind of tradition that builds on itself that, this is a defensive school, this is a defensive program. How early do you start instilling that in kids?
In 4th and 5th grade. Every time I go down to the junior high or I watch our little peewee football league, they're all breaking it out to the Black Rain, and, they all want to go play defense, and that's fine. My son's going to be a freshman. I think he wants to play defense too. We got great coaches. They work really hard. But it is a tradition of being, playing at a high level, taking pride in it. Being a part of the Black Rain means something, and so those kids look forward to their opportunity to be on that field in that jersey and taking hold of that name and running with it, adding their own little bit of history to it. And so, we pride ourselves on defense, and the old adage is defense wins championships, and so. I'm good with that. If you hold them to 0 or 7, you don't have to score much to win, so that makes it easier on the offense.
Yeah, but then you can also have a guy like Max Sexton throwing the ball, and you can score 31 and feel really good about a 31-7 win.
I'd feel good about that,
How
too.
about that?
He's going to do a great job. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to put out on the field this year. We've got a great group of skill guys around him, whereas going into last year, we were young in the skill areas because all the kids had graduated off the state championship team. And so last year was a little learning process, and they're all back. So feel good about it.
Do you, not to bring up a sore subject, do you feel like there is still a feeling of sting in the in the guys who maybe were there last year about the Manville game and about getting knocked out? Because it was a heck of a ball game against a heck of a team, but you guys aren't used to losses, basically.
No, they're not. And I hope it stings. That's you know, that's kind of what you want. You want that expectation level to be higher than 3 games playoffs. You know, if the expectations fall lower than that, then, you know, we're kind of losing touch with what we want to be. You know, we want to be a championship program. To do that, you got to talk about it. You got to work towards it. And if you fall short, you know, it ought to sting enough to help, you know, push you forward the next year to make sure it doesn't happen again. But that was a really good team that we played, and you know, I felt it had been nice if we'd have played a little bit better, because I know that we were capable of playing better, and you know, but that's the way the game goes. And if you don't put your best foot forward, and sometimes you lose.
Carl Abseck of Cedar Park. We're going to take a perfectly good interview and ruin it by having you spin the wheel of questions. You are contractually obligated to answer whatever this lands on.
Okay.
Here he goes. Carl Abseck, what question is he going to answer here? Let's see. Fantastic. If I'm going to a game in Cedar Park and I want to go eat before the game, where do I need to eat?
We just opened up a new restaurant called The Grove. It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's right off the,
the
tow road.
What am I ordering?
I don't know.
Anything?
It has a lot of wine that goes with it. And, you know, it's a great place. And one of our special guys in our program, they're one of the partners there. So.
Okay, well, see, we've got a guy, you know, Matt Stepp. He's a foodie.
Yeah.
He prides himself on being a foodie. So, you know, we'll have to send him as our correspondent down to give us a review.
Sounds good.
We'll have to get down there. Carl Abseck, Cedar Park. Coach, appreciate your time. Best of luck in 2017.
Thanks.